Diglycerides. Megan Gonzalez, number 27, Nutritional Science 467. What is a functional food? The term functional food, although arbitrary, is nonetheless useful to convey to consumers the unique characteristics of the food and its associated health benefits. What are diglycerides? Diglycerides are fats commonly found in food additives that are derived from natural products or are synthetically produced. Diglycerides are surface active molecules that both attract and repel water at the same time. This quality makes them excellent emulsifying agents because they are soluble in fats and water. Frequently found in processed foods, they keep ingredients found in products like peanut butter, salad dressing, and margarine from separating. Top sources of diglycerides include peanut butter, mayonnaise, margarine, sack flour, rapeseed oil, instant potatoes, chewing gum, and most processed food. What makes this particular food a functional food? Contains diglycerides, frequently used as emulsifiers, hydrophilic and hydrophobic, good energy source but not as efficient as mono and triglycerides, good source for weight loss. Short background. Diglycerides are fats made up of two fatty acid chains made from oil, usually soybean, cottonseed, sunflower, or palm oil, act as emulsifiers, provide a consistent texture and prevent separation. Food additives do not contain gluten but are found in many foods that do. Produced from glycerin and oil, which are heated to very high temperatures to allow the fat molecules to rearrange with the glycerin. No proteins and no allergens of any kind, 2 fatty acids and a glycerol. Functional roles. Effective stabilizer in foods, air and liquid emulsions produced and stabilize air pockets, slow retrogradation of starch, improve shelf life of baked products, improve softness and make crumb softness last longer. Can help to improve the gluten-protein network in bread products, aids in the prevention of sticking during processing. Studies. A number of feeding studies have been carried out with mono and diglycerides dating back as far as 1941. Several mono and diglycerides were fed to rats for 10 weeks as 15% or 25% of the diet. Growth and feed efficiencies varied with the fatty acid compositions of the glyceride, but not with glyceride type. The composition of the depot fat laid down by the animals reflected fatty acid compositions, but not glyceride type. Necropsy and histology revealed no adverse effects that could be attributed to the partial glycerides. In another experiment, 3 successive generations of rats were given diets that contained either 15% or 25% monoglyceride as the sole dietary fat. Growth, reproduction, lactation, and lipid absorption were no different from animals fed cottonseed oil. The few adverse effects that have been reported when high concentrations of partial glycerides were fed to animals have been associated with high levels of glycerides that contain only the saturated fatty acids. Their effects, which are related to poor absorption of saturated fatty acids, were much the same effects as those seen whenever high concentrations of any saturated lipids were fed. Question 1. What are diglycerides? A. Fats commonly found in food additives that are derived from natural products or are synthetically produced. B. Fat with 2 fatty acid chains. C. Broken down triglycerides. D. A and B. Question 2. What foods contain diglycerides? A. Processed foods. B. Most baking goods. C. Rapeseed oil. D. All of the above. Question 3. Diglycerides contain gluten, are proteins, are made up of 2 fatty acid chains. D. Are allergens. Question 4. In the studies presented, what percentage of rats showed adverse effects due to the ingestion of diglycerides? A. 0%, B. 25%, C. 18%, or D. 40%. Question 5. Feeding studies done on rats regarding diglycerides date back as far as 1928, 2000, 1807, or D. 1941.